There has been a significant twist in the Tuur Rommens transfer situation, with Rangers receiving a potentially huge boost as Club Brugge continue their search for a new left-back. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. It was recently revealed that the Belgian Giants had made contact with Rangers to inquire about Rommens and explore what it would take to bring the defender back to Belgium. That immediately raised questions over whether Rangers could be facing a late transfer blow, particularly with Brugge looking to strengthen after the departure of Bjorn Meyer. However, a fresh update from respected Belgian journalist Sacha Tavolieri appears to have changed the picture. Tavolieri has now revealed that Rommens is not Club Brugge's only option. In fact, the Rangers defender is one of 3 players currently being considered, with Werder Bremen's Olivier Dahmen and former Rangers loanee Jayden Magoma also on Brugge's shortlist. And that could be very important news for Rangers. Rather than Rommens being the clear priority, Club Brugge are now assessing multiple possibilities for the position, meaning Rangers may not have to worry about an aggressive pursuit of their Belgian defender before the transfer window closes. There is also another major factor working in Rangers' favour: Rommens' current injury situation. The defender is expected to be sidelined for several weeks with a groin problem, and that injury has already forced Rangers into action. With Rommens unavailable, the club moved to bring in James Penrice from AEK Athens on a season-long loan deal with an option to buy. That makes the prospect of Rangers allowing Rommens to leave particularly difficult to imagine. Derek McInnes would suddenly find himself needing to replace another left-back while already having Rommens unavailable, which is hardly an ideal situation with the new season underway. And with Club Brugge now seemingly looking at alternatives, the pressure on Rangers could be easing at exactly the right time. Of course, this does not mean the Rommens situation is completely dead. Club Brugge clearly have an interest, and the fact that he remains on their shortlist means his future is still worth monitoring closely. But the latest development is certainly encouraging for Rangers. For now, the Andrew Kavanagh-led club appear to remain in a strong position, while Rommens continues his rehabilitation at Ibrox. What initially looked like a potentially serious late exit threat could now be taking a very different direction, and Rangers fans may have just received the twist they were hoping for. So, while Tuur Rommens remains on Club Brugge's radar, this latest update is undoubtedly positive news for Rangers. With the Belgian Giants now considering multiple alternatives and Rommens currently sidelined through injury, the chances of a late move appear to have taken a significant hit. Rangers have already brought in James Penrice to provide cover, but losing Rommens as well would create another problem for Derek McInnes at a time when he can ill afford one. For now, the defender remains at Ibrox, and Rangers appear to be in control of the situation. But with the transfer window still open, this is certainly one to keep an eye on. Could Club Brugge return with a more serious approach for Rommens, or has this latest twist effectively ended their interest? Only time will tell. Before we get into our next story, if you are enjoying today's video and you would like to see more and stay updated with the latest Rangers news, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Thank you, let's get back into the video. Could Jack Grealish really be heading for a move to Scotland this summer? One former England international has thrown a huge name into the conversation and suggested that both Rangers should seriously consider making a move for the Manchester City winger. Chris Waddle has urged the Scottish Giants to look at the possibility of signing Grealish, and his comments are certainly going to get Rangers fans talking. The idea of seeing a player of Grealish's profile at Ibrox would be a massive statement, but there is one enormous problem standing in the way. Grealish spent last season on loan at Everton, working under David Moyes, and enjoyed a very productive spell. He scored twice and registered 6 assists in 22 appearances. but his contribution went well beyond those numbers. Grealish helped Everton control games, carry the ball forward, and play further up the pitch, showing that he can still have a major influence when given the right environment. And Waddle believes Scotland could provide exactly that. Speaking about the possibility, Waddle said, "Can you imagine Jack Grealish at Rangers? That would add another spark to the Scottish game. It would liven things up, wouldn't it?" It is certainly an intriguing thought. Imagine Grealish walking out at Ibrox, taking on defenders in the Scottish Premiership, and providing Rangers with a level of creativity and experience that could completely change their attacking options. However, Waddle himself immediately identified the biggest stumbling block: the finances. He continued, "The only trouble for Rangers would be his wages. I doubt they could even pay half of what he'd be asking for, but it would be a thing for Rangers. I'm sure teams have approached Manchester City about doing a deal for Jack Grealish, and if he was happy to drop his wages, maybe they'd have signed him on a 2 or 3 year contract somewhere else." And that is where the reality of this situation becomes very different from the fantasy. RFC News understands that at this moment, Grealish is not under consideration by Rangers, either on loan or on a permanent transfer. There has been no approach from the Ibrox club, and the 30-year-old has reportedly shown no willingness to move to Scotland at this stage of his career. Instead, Grealish has been linked with clubs in the Premier League, which would make considerably more sense financially and geographically. Then there is the staggering wage issue. Grealish is reportedly earning around £300,000 per week at Manchester City. Even if he somehow accepted a 75% reduction in his wages, that would still leave him on approximately £75,000 every single week. That figure would reportedly be almost double what Rangers' current highest earner is making. So, realistically, it is extremely difficult to see Rangers completely tearing up their wage structure for a player who would potentially only arrive on loan. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.